Welcome to the Recovery Daily Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Abasi. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and stroke survivor. And I have morning hair and I don't care. I have morning hair and I don't care. That should maybe be a song. I don't know. Boris here, if you're looking at the video, is not having any of it. He was just crawling all on top of me, and he's pissed because I'm recording now. And he's like, "Who the hell are you talking to?" He's gonna lay back down, because he knows it's podcast time. So, and then Autumn is right there in the bed. We're getting we're getting personal today as we show you my bedroom. Anyway, here we go. I wanted to talk about a some pain points still. I shared this morning, there's a time at the end of every meeting where you can we open it up to like uh my mind's blank. Hold on a second. Hold on. Please hold. Uh Something desires. Yeah, I don't know. Um my brain is having issues. I've noticed it a lot over the past couple days, having word finding problems. Um, and I just can't think of the words right now. Anyway, what it translates to at the end of every meeting, if you feel like you might have a desire to drink, or you are feeling at risk of drinking or hurting yourself or hurting somebody else or something like that, there is an extra time at the end of every meeting to where we get quiet and somebody can speak up and share about that. So I don't typically share because I don't typically feel like I'm at risk for drinking. And so this morning we opened it up to that at the last minute, and I was like, should I share? Should I not share? Should I share? Should I not share? And I decided, no, I'm just going to stay quiet so that if somebody does have a desire to drink, then I'm not interrupting. And nobody shared. And then the chair said, okay, I'm gonna um continue to ask for the last minute or something. I was like, I guess I'm supposed to share. So anyway, I just shared like the past couple about how the past couple days on this podcast, I've been very, I don't know, teary, and I had a friend of mine come over to spend some time with me yesterday, and I was sharing with her just the sadness and the despair and that kind of stuff that has not really left me yet. I thought it was gone, but it's back again. And I was talking, I've been thinking, do I call my psychiatrist again? Like, I don't feel like I'm at risk for a drink, but it shouldn't get to that point before I ask for help. So, I might just do that. The thing is, here's what holds me back. The idea, I'm not just thinking of now needing somebody. I'm thinking of, okay, well, if I make a meeting with my psychiatrist now, then that means, 3 months from now, I'm going to feel this obligation to keep going to her. And, and then I'm committed. And us alcoholics a lot of times have issues with commitment. It's not just alcoholics. There's lots of people, I think, who there's lots of reasons that hold us back from calling a professional and seeking help. So I am just from recording this and saying it out loud, I am making the decision that I'm going to call my psychiatrist again and set up a meeting with her. So, yay, us. We are making big changes in our lives, one day at a time, one decision at a time. And I think if I didn't have this podcast, I wouldn't have made that decision this morning. And when I hit record, I had not yet made a decision. So that's what we come here to do. We talk about it, and it allows us, and I'm saying us because, yeah, I know I'm the only one talking, um, but by raising this stuff to the surface, it allows us to really look at it and do something about it. If I don't talk about it, it's so easy to keep it just under the surface so that I don't have to do anything about it. So, we're going to write it down on my to-do list in my handy Remarkable tablet. I have shower. I have record for my friend Will's podcast. I was invited on another podcast. So we're going to be recording. Him and I are going to be recording today. So that's on my to-do list. I'm putting together some interview questions for a gentleman named Ralph, who is the host of the Stroke Warrior Radio. This is the guy that invited me um, to do an interview with me, and now he plays my podcast on his radio station. And then I told him that I would be willing to interview him for mine. And you lifetime listeners know that the only guest I've ever had is my daughter. So this is a big deal, and I've been procrastinating, but today I'm going to put together my interview questions for him, and I think that'll be fun for us. He is both in recovery from addiction and also is a stroke survivor. And he is the second person that I've met who is admittedly in dual recovery. So that's super cool. And I couldn't help it because we had such a good conversation on his show. So that's happening soon. So the last thing on my to-do list is to make appointment. This is live action, guys. Make appointment with psychiatrist. Okay, it's happening. It is now in writing. Okay, so next, that feels good. And next, I wanted to talk about some of the things that came up in my reading this morning was pretending that pain doesn't exist. And what I thought of immediately when that came up was this right now, this fact that I'm like, okay, I can keep trying to ignore it. I'm not ignoring it, I'm talking about it, but I'm not doing work about it. I'm talking about it, but I'm not actually. Right. Work for me is writing it down and really directly associating what is going on between my ears and why that is. What is the connection between what I'm thinking and what I can do about it instead of just talking about it? So that's where the work is for me. And I thought of when this topic started kind of brewing around. I was marinating in it. I like to say that. I was marinating in this idea of ignoring the pain. I was thinking about how hard, like how I became really, um, I call it a career-minded person, but really I was working overtime. I was constantly thinking about work when I had my career before I was medically retired. Um, I would work from the moment I got up, I was thinking about work. I was thinking about how I can do more, how I can be better, how I can be more, and how I can be more, I guess, involved in the company. And then I would, quickly get dressed, take care of my dogs, and then I was online. And I was online all day long. Even until like right before bed, I was checking my emails and making sure that I didn't miss anything. Like, you know how people are super obsessed with social media and are like, I mean, there are some people that as soon as I post something like my latest video on how I did agility training with Boris and Autumn, that as soon as I post it, I see they like it. I mean, within a minute, within like 30 seconds. And I feel like that is being almost too connected to social media, almost too connected to social media. Well, I was doing the same thing with work. As soon as somebody sent an email or sent a Teams message, I was reading it within a minute and seeing what was going on. And that is no different. It's really no different to be so attached to a thing. And it's impossible to be present when I'm constantly at work between my ears. I'm constantly interacting with the people on the other side of the digital device rather than interacting with the these cute puppies that are in front of me. Look, he's now back asleep. He's like, she's giving me another at least 30 minutes or so to sleep. Oh, I'm starting to get nauseous from moving my computer around. Sorry. I'll close my eyes for a little bit. So, I I was just not present. And what that ends up doing is it's not allowing me to feel what is going on in my life, what's going on inside of me, in my relationships. I'm so focused on my relationships with my coworkers that I wasn't nurturing my relationships with my family and my friends. And I've been talking the past couple days about having this need to reconnect with people from my past, with people from particularly from growing up. So elementary school, middle school, high school. And how that's giving me something positive. And I I haven't quite put words to it, what it is giving me, but it feels good. It's like the foundation, it's like I'm rebuilding the foundation that used to stand underneath me when I was growing up. And I don't think there's anything negative about that at all. It's something that I feel like crumbled away. And I have been standing on this, like what I picture is like a cartoon, because everything that I picture is in cartoon, which is why the thumbnails for all my videos are in cartoon. But it's like having this, like a person standing on a concrete slab. Okay. And that concrete slab is the foundation of that person's life. And it's made up of all the people, the safety, and the comfort that is the foundation that allows them to stand tall and allows them to be able to um, do things in their life, not being fearful that if they fall any which way, something will be there to catch them. And as life went on for me, the drinking, the stroke, the work, the hyper focus on my career, I have not been able to. almost reseal that foundation, that concrete underneath me, and it has slowly crumbled away so that I am now just standing. It's crumbled away on the sides to the point that I'm standing on this very small foundation that's made up of my close family and my current friends in my life. And what I want to do is I want to rebuild the stuff that crumbled away because I need it, because I am falling. And I have found that I just, I don't have what feels good in my life. I have a wonderful family. I have wonderful friends, albeit very few of them, other than my sobriety network. I have lots of sobriety network, but outside of that, I have really not nurtured any relationships from any time in my life. And I think that's because I've been so self-centered. And one of the things the reading said today was about it never occurred to me that those people cared. It never occurred to me that they wanted me in their lives as much as I wanted them. And with this abandonment issue, quote unquote, that I have been talking about so much, I recognized with yesterday's podcast is a lot of the abandonment issues, as I've been calling it, has been a self-imposed isolation. It has been a, I don't want to connect because eventually it will go away. Because all of my relationships have gone away, all of my friendships have gone away. Why try to get them back when it's like losing it again, being hurt again by the same relationship? Why would I do that to myself? So I'm just gonna stand tall on my tiny little foundation, and I'm finding that that's not enough for me. And I spend so much time admiring, I think I talked about it yesterday and or the day before, admiring how much work my sister puts into building and maintaining and sealing that foundation underneath her and her whole family, and how I haven't done that. Well, do it, right? Do it. So I have really made it a point every day over the past few days to go. It would, in my past version of myself would think I'm going the extra mile to connect to people. It's not an extra mile. It is just connecting. It's not that hard. Take a moment to reach out to somebody that you've lost touch with and just say that you have. Say that you want them, you want to connect. I want to stay connected. So a lot of times what I've done, and I know I'm not unique, is I'll connect with somebody and be like, "Oh, we really should fill in the blank. We really should go out to lunch. We really should talk more. I really should call you more." Even my mom and I are like, "We really should call each other more." Why not? There are some of my friends talk to their mother mothers every day. Why does it take me a week or two to call my mother? Um, I don't know. Um, I don't have the answer to that. So, it might be because I feel like I don't have anything to say. I don't know. But there are times when I think of things that I'm like, oh, I think my mom would really like this. Well, I think a lot of people pick up the phone and call mom and say, Mom, I think you would really like this and talk about it. And I don't do that. Or, a friend of mine who I just saw on Facebook, I wasn't terribly close with her in growing up, but we were friends with the same friends. And I saw a message from her today saying that she is having more imaging taken. And I don't know what imaging. I don't know anything about it, but it sounds like we might be able to connect on another level. So I sent her a message. And so I'm trying to do that. Like I said, my sister is a great example for me. Um, a lot of people have been really responsive to me over the past few days too, which is interesting because I don't know. I feel like I've reached out to people before and I haven't received such a response. Um, that's kind of like-minded coming back. And I have a strange feeling that that's because of me, not because of them. I have a great isolator. She is award-winning isolator. And sometimes I'm isolating and I don't even know I'm doing it. Um, Sometimes I call it laziness. I don't think it is. I think it's my my that little tiny feeding of depression because it's always there. It's always there. And it wants me to feel sorry for myself. So that's where I'm at today. Um, yeah, I mean, I had wrote a bunch of other stuff down, but I think that's really where my head is today. So I'm just gonna end with that. I'm gonna go take a shower and get all beautified for this podcast that I'm gonna be on. And actually, I don't know if he records the video, but I'm going to get beautiful just in case. So thanks for listening today, and I will talk to you tomorrow.